Come and experience a world-class lineup of guest speakers at the next Rise Above Live in the Flesh August Bank Holiday Hotel Weekender, featuring Martin Liedtke, Wisdom of Mushrooms, Graham Moore, Richard Ryder, Toroidal Dynamics, Inspector Veg, Marcus Payne, Ryan Sanders, Tom W's, and allegedly Dave Murphy. You won't want to miss out on these speakers exposing the peasantry that is Clown World. Exclusively at our Rise Above Live in the Flesh Part 2 Bank Holiday Hotel Weekender on the 22nd, 23rd and 24th of August. Don't be a peasant and get your tickets on our website today.
When they say Rise Above TV, independent media.
Within reason,
within sensible numbers, quotas, we've got no proper policy.
You can go first.
You sure? Yeah, of course. Go on, no numbers. It's chaos.
Obviously, we have to operate a ladies' first policy here. Somebody old dear wanted to ask Nick a question first.
Things. If people want to vote for reform,
we're being run by
the only people that
sociopaths and psychopaths now.
Liberals and centrists.
Now we know that politics has been politics for years, for decades, corruption's always been there for decades.
So if you're
some things have never changed. But I'm actually hearing people now describing this current government as evil. Have you heard that? No, I haven't heard that in the past. I've heard governments described as corrupt, as useless, as incompetent,
and then you've got the issue
but never evil. Now we're hearing people say this government is evil.
You see,
well, this government
when
really
people
is
get as
on
big as
another level,
Nigel,
isn't it?
I promise you they get made offers.
So,
I promise you they get made offers. Sometimes there's 6
so many people,
sometimes there's 7
people on the left,
walks like a duck, acts like a duck, and goes quack. You have to presume it's a duck. So that I'll leave you with that message. A year ago I stood in Trafalgar Square and everyone, including Tommy, including everyone, backed Nigel reform, and I knew it was the wrong thing to do. Apparently I was the only one that saw that. It's not possible. It's not possible that I'm the only politician that saw that. I can't have the patriots being let down, because it's a demoralisation project.
Human rights,
we saw through
welfare works both ways.
This is what I'm talking about. I can't have been the only one. Where all the influencers, all the big names, they all of them went all in.
limitless numbers. Limitless numbers. We've got chaos. How many more is it going to be in a year's
The
time?
people are led by the. Let me explain. The people are led by those big names. And they're led by those big voices.
Nick Tinconi from UKIP, because he said
I'm not saying that. I'm saying we can't get it wrong again.
Are in this together as bad as each other. Well, they are.
That message is so important.
I call them
Those
President
people
Macron
got it wrong,
and
I haven't heard one apology from any of them.
Psychopathic cross-channel duo.
We can't get it wrong again. There's one more shot.
They are as bad as each other.
One
And
more
the
shot.
French are
And
not
we
our
must be
enemies.
so
Many French
discerning
people would agree with
and
us.
so
They
vigilant as the
sympathise.
fox.
There are people in
We
France
don't
feeling the
have
same
another
as you
general
guys are
election
feeling.
because of the
Same
Islamic
issues,
caliphate.
same worries, same problems.
They're outbreeding us.
The problem is Macron and Starmer. So, I think by the end of August we've got a full-scale revolution, haven't we, across the UK? It's brought people out onto the streets that never would have come out onto the streets. This has pushed us to the edge. We're at breaking point, snapping point, boiling point, whatever you want to call it. This has pushed people to the
Our
edge.
government is in on it.
How anybody can not see that this is not normal? I mean,
I've got to get this on film. Why are the government in on it?
There's
Because it's
no-
satanic evil.
there's no
You've got a
dialogue,
cross
no
on.
debate between
You know why.
the two sides.
You know why. Nothing's changed in 2,000 years. I tailor my advice to whether I see a crucifix or not. Nothing's changed in 2,000 years.
I just kept making the same point.
They're going to go after me. They'll go after everyone. But it doesn't matter because we're dying. But that's it. There's nothing left. There's nothing left for the country, guys. For the interview,
It's all yours, guys.
God bless you.
So we're a bit quieter, is that all right?
Let's move over here because we shouldn't be speaking anywhere near.
No processing. They are the extremists, ladies and
Get that
gentlemen.
Yes, mate. Yeah.
Hi Nick, so we're from Rise Above TV. We're locals here from Bournemouth. We're great fans of your work. We've actually just put together a documentary for our YouTube channel about you. We're not sure if you've seen it. Maybe we can send it to you.
We've been reviewing some of your videos and they've actually gone quite viral. So we do want to say thank you first of all. We're trying to cover all of the sides of what's going on. We came to the other end and we're straight away called Nazis,
Within 30
racists.
seconds.
We come to this end of the protest. Everyone is super sound, friendly, ready to speak to
You're
us.
not wearing any when you approach. So
We bought press.
impartiality is key. I'm a massive fan of that. Free and fair policing, free and fair press. So normally when if you're in the middle or describe yourself as being in the middle and you visit the left-wing fascists, I've already looked at what you guys are wearing. You're not wearing anything that says that you're overly right-wing, whereas I think I look right-wing, right? You know, so you know what I mean. So there you go. You just said it. You're not presenting in any way as right-wing or conservative, and you're met with hostility.
We made an effort to look totally impartial today. Press passes,
you guys literally look very middle ground, and potentially like they wouldn't be smelling a rat, and they're calling you names. It's completely unacceptable. But that's who these people are. That's why
Absolutely.
I call them fascists.
So Nick, we've just got a couple of questions here for you today. We don't want to keep you too long. I know you're a busy man. So Nick, we know, like you just said to the lady over there, nothing's changed in 2,000 years or so. If you get into power with UKIP, are you going to actually hold people to account, individuals who have done this to our country? Are they going to see actual prison time? You mentioned installing the death penalty, reinstalling it again. Do you believe this is classed as proper treason to the UK? And what would you do about it if you got into power?
Yeah. So some people talk about the Hague, the International Court of Justice, but Conservatives, where we're at the moment, with regards to our opinion of deep state and supranational tyranny, can't on the one hand denounce it all and then say, oh, I know, we'll rely on the Hague and the International Court of Justice. We'll just string them up in Parliament Square.
Is that bought and paid for?
I was joking. I'm not joking.
So Nick, I've got another.
So my answer to that question is, let's us conservatives start getting our rhetoric sorted out. We're rejecting supranational tyranny, WEF, IMF, WTO, UN, EU. We know it's nonsense.
The 2-3 letter agencies, organisations.
It's how guys like George Soros, wheedle their way in. When I go to Calais and I confront the migrant,
We've seen it.
Antifa, liberal, university educated.
Retards.
Yeah, very.
You can say it here on our channel.
And they got they do Antifa. They got their bikes, and they send in the women, and they start harassing me inside because they're trying to elicit a response. Yeah,
So Nick,
that's the word, the phrase.
So Nick, just as you mentioned that, we got here earlier about 11 o'clock in the morning. We were speaking to a couple of patriots up there before this had even started. A person with a Palestine tea towel wrapped over their head went past them on an electric bike and then came back and said to them, "We're here for good. I'm going to slit all of your throats," which they then reported to the police in front of us. 60-year-old woman with a walker. They said that to you.
So I obviously, for the camera, I've only met these two gentlemen a minute ago, but I already believe him because when I was outside the Syrian embassy with the Disciples of Christ, which is a Christian activist organisation, calling out the genociding of Christians by Islamists in Syria, an Islamist across the road, they do all this.
Yes.
And they do the middle finger. Now, if you guys have been to London, you've been to a place called Belgravia where all the embassies are. There's no one there. All the Gucci Muslims are on Knightsbridge. It's about 1,000 yards from Belgravia. What was he doing in the tracksuit and the fundamentalist that kind of
Get up.
atmosphere of hostility? Hands down his pants, doing kill you signs. We're calling out Islamist terror in Syria. How could you ever oppose that message? So even though I've just met you, I believe you. I believe that just happened there. And I want to also say to your audience, whether those people, if you've seen the documentary, those migrants that I confronted in Calais, they had the teardrops around the eyes.
The machine gun necklace, we saw that.
Gun, Kalishnikov branded necklace, whatever it's called. I don't know why someone would wear that, but they do. They put on balaclavas. And what was really interesting is that when there was a pack of them, i.e. 20 or 30, they would literally say, "We're coming because of you, it's your fault." Now here's where it gets really interesting. They're talking about British Empire. They're talking about colonialism. Well, hang on a minute. Should we talk about Arab colonialism?
Absolutely.
Should we talk about Islamic supremacy? Should we talk about what reason why there's a sword on the Saudi flag? So if we want to start playing that game, should we start talking about all the evils and wrongs of the world? Our liberal, bought and paid for, corrupt establishment government has floodlit, as we've said in our manifesto quite clearly, we're going to detain and deport the 5 to 10 million that don't deserve to be here. We don't know exactly how many illegals and we don't know exactly how many legals need to go, but the government have opened the gates to these people whilst peddling a rhetoric that we, Christians, whites, British, whether you want to come at it from an ethnicity perspective, a religion perspective, or any creed related to the British populace,
It's all irrelevant.
we're the bad guys. Yes. You can't write it. They've opened the floodgates whilst that narrative has been written and far left extremists are allowed to A, run amok, and B, form the unholy alliance. We have got an incredible battle on our hands. And that's why, and I want to make this very clear, as I just said in my speech, when I'm confronted, Nick, you're splitting the vote. Nigel didn't care about splitting the vote in about 71 constituencies that gave Labour the supermajority. And we were so very impressed with Boris's supermajority of 80. Labour's is double that, 150, I forget the exact number now. So we know first past the post works. We know that in the first past the post you've got winners and you've got losers. Meanwhile, every Tom, Dick and Harry starting their own right-wing party. So now there's, I think, 19 parties on the right to choose from. There is only one solution left. Every single one of these demos, these protests, every single speaker, all of this time, all this money, all this effort, all this energy, in 4 years' time, we have to do the unthinkable. We have to return a majority in Parliament, and then that way you can start writing the laws and repealing the laws which give you control over MI5, police, MI6, law enforcement.
So I'm glad you just mentioned those corporations, Nick. So if you got into power and you did get the majority, organisations like Serco that we know are responsible for the deterioration of our country, housing these illegal migrants and stuff like that, if you got into power, would you be dismantling organisations like this that have been seen to be treasonous towards the British people?
Yeah. So to be fair, you've asked me that, my apologies. So I can answer that and the previous question and link it in. So what would a UKIP government do with regards to those who have blood on their hands?
People want to see individual accountability, Nick. Everyone does. And no one wants a digital ID either.
Yeah, so we'll come on to that. So in Barbican, if memory serves, last Saturday I was in Barbican and I said, quote, every single liberal and communist and socialist who voted for this to happen every politician, every councillor, every mayor, once in government, we will, if we can, identify them, and they should serve the same prison sentence. The most directly responsible. So let's be absolutely clear with our language here. The most directly responsible should serve the same prison sentence as the illegal or legal migrant who either raped or murdered. So, for example, just recently, an immigrant, has been 6 years for rape.
Pathetic.
I think it's Dorset, but it could be a different county. And so that there's a real life example. They should get the same sentence.
For sure.
So for example, Sunak, May, Johnson, Starmer, they'll all be in the dock. And you're talking about consecutive life sentences.
Yes.
You'd never get out because you'd add it all up.
You can add Sadiq Khan to that list.
Yeah. So
See, I'm sure.
No, but only if proven. And we might be very careful with our language here. Straight question, straight answer. Only if proven that they are culpable, and that goes for the grooming gangs, the mayors, the police officers, those police constables, where those desperate fathers,
You hearing this, guys?
those desperate fathers in tears in those northern former mill towns that went to their local constabularies in tears and said, "Please come and help me now," and they didn't. And in some cases, the fathers and the daughters were arrested.
Yes.
You get the idea. So from Plod all the way up to MI6 and or government, depending on who you think really controls it all, yes, we will, the Hague style, international court style, when we say we're taking our country back, we mean exactly that. I hope that answers that question.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Nick. Wonderful talking to you today.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Well, I look forward to the documentary.
We'll email it to you.
What I'm talking, most are oblivious. But I double L why so serious? Cause people are blind with a concrete mind. I open my eyes and I stay curious. What I've learned has made me furious. The media, the way that they're luring us. I do what I can with a tool in my hand. I gotta spread the word. There might be a cure for us. Brothers and sisters, join the resistance. This is big, we need the assistance. Hard work and a lot of persistence to hold their plans to end our existence.
Fancy spending a whole weekend away from Clown World? Well prepared to take off your tinfoil hat and join us at the next Rise Above Live in the Flesh Part 2 August Bank Holiday Hotel Weekender. With 3 days of engaging talks, panel discussions, interactive workshops, nightly after parties, speed dating, meet new friends, socialise, network and make connections from Bournemouth's golden sandy beaches. Located 10 minutes away from Bournemouth train station at the Celebrity Hotel, come and join us on the 22nd, 23rd and 24th of August, this bank holiday 2025, and get your tickets on our website today. On Sunday, the 24th of August, we will be joined virtually by the final boss at the bottom of the rabbit hole, Jason Breishers of Archaix. For the first time ever, he will be in a three-way panel discussion with Martin Liedtke and Dave Murphy. Come and join us live in the flesh to be a part of this historic moment.